Hi there, I'm Aiden, and I'm a professional artist. It feels weird to call myself a professional because, well, I'm a YouTuber, but the International Artists Association defines a professional artist as anyone who fulfills one of these 5 categories. I've got a bachelor's degree in studio art, so number 2 applies to me. You can't argue with the definition, so that makes me a professional artist in the best way possible. Technically. But this is all subjective anyway, so my credentials don't really matter. Imagine graduating from university just so you can call yourself a professional in the title of a YouTube video. Now, I'm an avid anime fan. I love watching and reading anime and manga, and if you haven't already noticed, I dabble in some anime-inspired art myself. But when I'm watching anime, I can't help but focus on the art styles. Sometimes the animation is so good, it doesn't matter how bad the writing is, I'm still gonna love that anime. Other times, I cannot get past the art style, and it totally ruins the show for me. So I've gathered a bunch of anime with distinct styles, as well as some of my personal favorites, and decided to rank them. Before we start, mini disclaimer here, obviously this is just my opinion. I'm not saying any of these shows are bad, and I certainly don't want to be over here dunking on hardworking anime creators when I, myself, have never made an anime. In fact, I think it's wonderful that people are creating stories and expressing themselves in whatever style they choose. So really, each and every anime on here should be commended for all the hard work that's been put into them. However, I certainly prefer some styles over others, and I want to open up a friendly discussion about why we like the art styles we do. I'm also being very nitpicky and a little overly critical, so please don't take any of this seriously. It's simply meant to be a fun way to get people talking about their favorite shows. Alright, now, without further ado, let's dive in. Whitpan! Starting off with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh my god! I started watching JoJo's as a meme halfway through the pandemic. I was stuck at home and it looked like something goofy and lighthearted to take my mind off of things. I was wrong. It's a good thing I started watching JoJo's as a joke, because the art style initially might have turned me away from the show if I was trying to watch it seriously. Despite it being bright and flashy, the art really didn't do anything for me. But as the series went on, I grew more and more attached to that signature JoJo's look, to the point where, now, I have a JoJo's poster hung up in my room. See? There it is. At first, I'd have put it in C or D tier, but I can't do that to my man Araki. The style really did grow on me. There you go, buddy. A tier for you, JoJo's. Yes. Azumanga Daioh.
Oh, good.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. Here we go.
Oh my god!
I don't know what it is about this style, but something just rubs me the wrong way. I want to say it's the oversized eyes, but I really like the art of Lucky Star, so I don't think that's it. School Rumble looks relatively similar to Azumanga, but then again, I like the way School Rumble looks. Something about the combination of these eyes with this face shape and this nose is deeply unsettling. Actually, can we get this off the screen, please? Thanks. My fight or flight response was activating. I don't know what. D tier. Mononoke. Full disclosure, I haven't seen this show yet, but looking at clips, it seems friggin' epic. The animation is super cool and the main character looks like a real badass. I'd put it somewhere up here for how stylish and captivating it is, but it's too scary. And not cute enough for S tier. You'll soon realize that I'm incredibly biased in favor of cute stuff. You could show me, objectively, the best anime in the world, but if it's not cute, it ain't going in S tier, pal. Fight me. K-On! This is Ton-chan. He's a turtle. Turtle! Also, the art is really cute. I mean, look at this. But also, turtle. Pop Team Epic. Alright, ranking this show's art style is next to impossible. It's like trying to rank 10 different anime at the same time. I mean, what the shit? How am I supposed to rank this? Okay, most of the show looks like this. If that was all, this would be an easy D tier. It's a great show, the art just isn't the focus. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. But that's not all. I cannot, in good conscience, give Pop Team Epic a D for its art. Honestly, I have to give it a C simply because it does everything. Mad props to any show that's willing to adopt every art style imaginable, regardless of the outcome. I'm not putting it any higher though for fear of defenestration. Demon Slayer. I love the style of Demon Slayer. The combination of really harsh, jagged outlines with soft facial features and the amazing patterns you get when characters unleash their breathing techniques, ugh, It's phenomenal. The effects used are distinct for each fighting style. Tengen's sound breathing is a great example. The character designs are peak, I love the way the eyes are drawn, and everyone is very cute, which, as we know, is a requirement for S tier. Also, while doing research for this video, I stumbled across an anime called Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Don't the art styles look really similar? I don't know, maybe it's just me. Both shows are drawn by different artists and produced by completely separate companies, but the end result is shockingly similar. So I guess you could put Toilet Bound Hanako-kun in S tier? But I'm not gonna do that because people will yell at me. Tatami Galaxy. This one was brought to my attention because of its distinct aesthetic. Using such minimalist colors is an interesting choice, and I can see how this might be a breath of fresh air for veteran anime watchers. People can get sick of the oversaturated, gaudy, glamorous designs commonly found in most popular anime series, but Tatami Galaxy isn't for me. I really like how bright and vibrant most anime is. Even though I don't personally vibe with this art, I have to give it at least a C because I can appreciate how nuanced and distinctive it is. And I do enjoy the contrast between the muted character colors and the more vibrant patterns used in the background. Fruits Basket. I picked Fruits Basket because I think it's generally representative of most shoujo anime, and it's popular, so most people probably know what I'm talking about. The art is good. It's simple but pretty, and while I'm not really a fan of the shoujo style, I can't fault it for that. Putting it in B tier feels right to me. Now, the 2019 version of Fruits Basket would probably get an A just because it's newer, but when I think classic shoujo, I don't think of the new stuff. I think of the early 2000s. I'm guessing people would agree with that. Komi can't communicate. Come on! Go! Put it in S tier! Ugh. I can't do it. Societal pressure's too high. Fine, A tier, but I'm not happy about it. It's beautiful. I know it's pretty standard, but something about it gives me the happy brain juice. Look at opening 1. Whatever you call this, where they harshly outline the shading, gorgeous. The colors, perfection. I know you can't rate an anime based on the opening alone, so I guess it's fine in A tier, but it's a high A tier because of this. This thing. You see this? I like this.
This is brilliant, but I like this.
Gankutsuo, the Count of Monte Cristo. Anyone who's seen this show knows why it's on the list. Gankutsuo's use of texture and 3D models is pretty much unparalleled in the modern anime world. In my opinion, that's both a good and bad thing. There are some scenes where it really works. The textures are breathtaking and mix perfectly with the rest of the character's design. Other scenes give me actual headaches whenever I look at the screen. Like, am I watching an anime or an optical illusion right now? As for the 3D models, they're way too jarring sometimes. I know those poor animators have incredibly strict deadlines to meet, and 3D models are so much easier, but you have to be enormously careful when using them in tandem with two-dimensional artwork. Sometimes, CGI works well in anime. Take Demon Slayer, for example. This fish demon thing is totally computer-generated, and I think it works, especially because it's supposed to be a demon, so if its movements make you a bit uncomfortable, that only adds to the atmosphere. Or even look at Jojo openings. The models look really cool, to the point where fans were actually disappointed that Part 5 didn't have them. That is to say, there's a time and place for CGI and unique textures in anime. They're just a tad overused in Gankutsuo. I'm dropping it in C tier because my eyes still hurt from some of those scenes. Jeez. Baccano. Baccano fits nicely in B tier. What I want to talk about though is Inami Katsumi's art book. Look how soft it is. It's so comfy. I'm amazed you can get art looking this smooth and soft with cell shading. Artists usually employ a technique called soft shading to get this kind of effect, while cell shading usually looks harsher and has more stark contrast. But this cell shading is gentler and smoother than most soft shading I've seen. Yes, I put Baccano on the list just so I could say that. I needed to get it out, okay? It's too good to keep to myself. Kirby, right back at ya. I half put this on the list ironically. Only half, though. It's the first anime I ever watched, which would have been around 12 years ago. It was also my introduction to the sub versus dub debate. The first 70 or so episodes were available subbed, but I had to watch the last 30 dubbed over. And no offense, but what was that Meta Knight voice?
The best thing to do now is to run and hide someplace.
It is too late for that. If you wanted Kirby to escape, why did you come here?
It is too late for that. If you wanted Kirby to escape, why did you come here? No, I'm being facetious and it's not that bad, but I was shell-shocked to hear him speaking in that accent after 70 episodes where he just talks in normal Japanese. Sorry, I'm ranting. I'm not here to talk about the voice acting. The art is very cute. I like the way everyone's drawn, especially Kirby and all the townsfolk, who I thought were mushroom people, but it turns out they're actually Haniwa statues with mushroom caps on. Weird. Anyway, the art's quite endearing, but the CGI is rough. Like, animating a circle was too hard? Really? Okay, well, D tier for you. Sorry. My Hero Academia, S tier. Hoo boy, I can hear the comments already.
How can you rank My Hero so highly? It's so generic. Some of the characters are literally walking speech bubbles. Bad take, massive L ratio, cringe, skill issue, cope, didn't ask, literal trash. Jimmy's mom.
Well, I like it, okay? I love Horikoshi's art style, and I think the animation team at Bones did a really good job. My Hero has some of the most diverse character designs I've ever seen, and yes, that includes the guy who's a walking speech bubble. It's unique. If I ever stumble upon a genie, my first wish is gonna be, I wish I could draw like Kohei Horikoshi.
Are you sure you don't want to, like, cure world hunger?
I said what I said, bitch. If my drawings looked like this, I could die happy. 10 out of 10, I want to eat the art. Clannad. Okay, I should start by addressing the elephant in the room. The eyes. Ugh, the eyes.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
I know this is everyone's main complaint about basically anything made by Key, but I think if enough people are complaining about it, it likely has some validity. And honestly, I agree with this particular criticism. Maybe without the bug eyes, I could put Clannad in B tier along with Fruits Basket, but as it stands right now, I'm putting it in C. Spy Family. Spy Family is one of my favorite shows right now, in no small part due to its animation. Anya and Bond are one of the greatest duos of all time, right behind Vegito or Gogeta or Krakatoa or whatever you call them. And everyone else is just hot. Smash. Smash. Moving on. Yu Hakusho. The art itself is really charming and has a lot of character. A tier. Yes, the character designs look great and everyone is very pretty, but it really gets an A because of Botan. Naruto. Naruto is maybe my favorite anime of all time. It's the first TV show to ever make me cry. Ugh, that damn swing. Gets me every time. And don't get me started on the pain arc. I understand, Nagato. I'm not immune to talk no jutsu either. The writing, the music, the voice acting, all tremendous. Unfortunately, that's not what we're ranking today. We're ranking art styles. And I'm putting Naruto in B tier. I'll say flat out, character designs, very good. But you know how anime often dumps all of its budget and resources into one really cool scene and the rest of the show suffers for it? Naruto is incredibly guilty of this. I mean, the biggest gripe people have with this show is those godforsaken flashback scenes. We're in the middle of the most climactic fight of the arc and oh look, there's Iruka protecting Naruto again. Thanks for that, I almost forgot after the last 12 times you showed me this scene in the same episode. Whew. I am calm. I am calm. The reason I'm complaining about this is because replaying scenes like that buys you a lot of time. Time you could use to perfect the animation. But instead we're left with scenes like this. And this. And this. Granted, most of the show doesn't look like that. The art itself is good. I would put it in A tier for the fight sequences, but if you're gonna reuse scenes that many times, I'd expect the animation to look better than it does. Overall, I still think Naruto is an outstanding show, but its incessant recycling of scenes makes me bump it down to B tier. Your Name. S tier. Do I need to explain myself? This is the prettiest movie I've ever seen. Even though it's not a TV show, I had to put it on the list. I can't really do a tier list about anime art and not include Your Name. Berserk. I'm a white guy, so of course Berserk is on this list. Now, I'm not talking about the 1997 adaptation or even the 2012 adaptation. I'm talking about this monstrosity. The two worst things that happened in 2016 was Harambe, followed uncomfortably closely by whatever the hell this was supposed to be. You know what? I'm gonna have to make an F tier for this thing because my word, this was a mistake. Remember what I was saying about CGI in anime? Here's your example of when it doesn't work. bad. It's so bad. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It's a bit unfair to compare shows like Dragon Ball to more modern ones like Chainsaw Man, because the techniques used to create these shows are so wildly different. However, in honor of our man Akira Toriyama, I felt obliged to include the Dragon Ball franchise on this list. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are B tier. I'll concede that the art and animation aren't the most profound or beautifully colorful of all the anime out there, but Dragon Ball was revolutionary. That flowing golden hair is iconic. The style is super nostalgic for me, and there's a real charm to it. The way the eyes and hair are drawn is instantly recognizable and hasn't really been replicated outside of Toriyama's own works, so it deserves at least a B in my opinion. Maybe even an A. Jujutsu Kaisen, the only exception to my must be cute for S tier requirement. I wouldn't say the art style is going for cute as much as it is pretty or cool, but the animation, good lord, Mappa goes so hard. Jujutsu Kaisen has the best animation I have ever seen. Hands down. They animated Yuji walking down a flight of stairs, and I want to give them an Oscar. The fight scenes, the effects, the character designs, everything is an absolute 10 out of 10. I have to end this tier list on a banger, and what better than Jujutsu Kaisen? Watch this show. Alright, I think that wraps up the tier list. Let me know in the comments what you think about my rankings. I know this can be a touchy subject, so let's try to keep things civil, alright? Again, I'm not saying any of these shows are bad, and this is all personal opinion anyway, so who cares what I think? I might do a part 2, because this has been lots of fun, and I'm thinking about doing one where I rank anime and anime-influenced video game art styles. I'm taking suggestions, so leave an anime or a video game down below for a possible future video. Click here to watch another video of mine that YouTube thinks you'll like, or click down here to subscribe. Thank you all for watching, it means the world to me, and, did you know that slugs have 4 noses? That's pretty cool.